When you think of Europe, what comes to mind? The Eiffel Tower, the Colosseum, Mercedes, Louis Vuitton. For centuries, Europe basically ran the world. But today, birth rates are down to 1.4. By 2050, the workforce could shrink by 21%. Energy prices are 2 to 3 times higher than in the US. And 1 in 7 young people are unemployed. Here's the shocking part. Experts say Europe needs to invest about $800 billion a year just to stay competitive. But in reality, a year later, only about 10% of that has actually happened. So what exactly is going on? Europe became powerful because it had cold climate, limited resources. They invented machines to replace human labor, which led to the Industrial Revolution. It started in Britain with the steam engine, and it changed everything. Then came the colonial system. Europe imported raw materials cheaply and exported finished goods at high prices. Technology plus colonies. Those two engines powered 500 years of dominance. The biggest threat to Europe wasn't outside. It was Europe itself. World War I, World War II. European nations tore each other apart. While they were fighting, the United States was rising. By the end of World War II, the US held around 70% of the world's gold reserves. That's when global power shifted. From Europe to America, Bretton Woods, the Marshall Plan, NATO. Europe became protected, but also dependent by the US. It was comfortable, but it wasn't independent. Also, the demographic is the issue in Europe. Today, Europe's birth rate is 1.4. To maintain a stable population, they need 2.1. Europe is losing around 1.3 million people naturally every year. More elderly, fewer workers. By 2050, 2 working adults may need to support 1 retiree. And then there's the welfare system. High taxes, strong social safety nets. It creates stability, but it can reduce risk-taking and innovation. Youth unemployment sits around 14%. Fewer young people, more financial pressure. That's not a great combo. Europe is slowly losing its industrial edge. In the 1970s, manufacturing made up about 35% of its economy. Now it's less than half of that. Europe is strong in cars and machinery. But the world has moved to AI, semiconductors, and tech platforms. In the US, it has Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia. In China, Tencent, Alibaba, BYD. In Europe, very few tech giants at that level. Europe has about 1/6 the number of unicorn startups compared to the US. Capital markets are more conservative. Funding is harder to scale. So promising startups often move to America. Then came 2022. The war in Ukraine exposed a major weakness. Energy dependence on Russia. Germany relied on Russia for about 55% of its gas. When that supply was cut off, energy prices exploded. Industrial electricity costs in Europe, 2 to 3 times higher than in the US. Factories follow cheap energy, and many are leaving. Renewables are growing, but not fast enough to fully replace what was lost. The euro was a bold idea when introduced. One currency for many countries. But here's the problem. Different economies, same monetary policy. When crisis hits, weaker countries can't control their own currency. During the 2008 financial crisis, Greece nearly collapsed. Northern and Southern Europe clashed over debt and spending. Then came Brexit. The idea of one Europe isn't as united as it seemed. In 2024, Mario Draghi made a blunt statement. If Europe doesn't change now, it faces a slow agony. His recommendation? Massive AI investment, energy reform, less bureaucracy, more innovation. But progress has been slow. Political divisions and budget disagreements keep getting in the way. So is Europe done? Not exactly. It's still a massive market of 450 million people. And Europe has something powerful, such as it sets global rules. Policies like the carbon border tax influence companies around the world. The real issue isn't strength, it's speed. The world is moving fast. Europe is moving carefully. And in today's economy, speed might matter more than stability. So what do you think? Can Europe reinvent itself? Or is this the beginning of a long decline?